of sight, all our old minutes. Take some time to get it up.
Hey, Becky, are we live? Let me just open the meeting then. All right. Good evening, everyone. We're ready to begin tonight's Gardena City Council meeting for Tuesday, January the 11th, 2024. Madam City Clerk, will you call the roll, please?
Mayor Serta,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Henderson,
Here.
Councilmember Tanaka,
Here.
Councilmember Francis,
Here.
Councilmember Love.
Here.
All council members are present.
Okay. Tonight, we need to go into closed session. Madam City Clerk, do we have anybody from the public wishing to speak on any closed session item?
And no, we don't.
Okay.
Madam Mayor, I'd like to interject here with regards to item 2C on the agenda. The city attorney's office is withdrawing that item from the agenda.
Okay.
Closed session agenda.
Okay, well, that being said, we're going to go into closed session and hopefully be out by 7:30. Okay.
Funny, not funny, Greg. staff at tonight? Where's staff at tonight?
Good evening, everyone. We're ready to begin tonight's Gardena City Council meeting for Tuesday, January the 11th, 2024. Madam City Clerk, will you call the roll, please?
Mayor Serta,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Henderson,
Here.
Councilmember Tanaka, Councilmember Francis, Councilmember Love.
Here. Okay, all members are accounted for?
Members are here.
Okay, thank you. I'm used to you saying that. Okay, so tonight we had closed session. Madam City Attorney, do we have anybody to report from closed session?
Madam Mayor, members of the City Council, tonight the council met in closed session with all members present with regards to items 2A and 2B. Staff was provided with direction. There's no reportable action at this time. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, so next we're going to begin with our Pledge of Allegiance. Tonight we have two students who are leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance from Dinker Avenue Elementary School. We have Gabriela Garcia and we have Victor Avina. So if you guys can please come forward, they're going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, and then immediately following that, we're going to have our invocation by Pastor Israel Campbell. So please stand, everyone.
Face the flag. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated.
Please continue standing. Oh, you guys can go back to your seats, but if we can have Pastor Campbell come forward. Question. In just a second, we'll let you ask some questions, okay? He's eager. I love it.
Amen. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we come before you today with hearts full of gratitude and humility, seeking your divine guidance and wisdom over the Gardena City Council. We thank you for the leaders and the public servants who dedicate their time and their energy to the betterment of our community. Bless them with discernment, courage, and compassion as they make the decisions that impact the lives of so many. Grant our council members the clarity to see the needs of our city and the foresight to plan for the future that benefits all residents. We lift up the entire city of Gardena to you, Lord. May it be a city be a place of peace, prosperity, and opportunity for all. And finally, Father, we hold on to you the promise that those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed as our mayors, council members, and city leaders pour out their energy and resources for the welfare of others. May they find renewal and strength in you. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen. You may be seated. Okay, now can I get Gabrielle and Victor? Come on back to the front here. Victor, I'm going to start with you because you're pretty eager here. So tonight, we've been led with the Pledge of Allegiance by Victor Avina, who's in the 5th grade, and Gabriela Garcia, who's also in the 5th grade. Victor has been a member of the Dinker Student Council for the last 2 years. He has constantly demonstrated the 3 most important Dinker Bear qualities: respect, responsibility, and safety. He loves to draw, and he is a foodie who loves to try new things. He plays football and basketball. He loves his family and his dog, Daisy. So, Victor, can you tell us who you brought with you tonight?
I brought my mom.
Your mom, where's your mom at? Right there, let's give her a round of applause. And Victor, would you like to say anything?
Yes, I have a question.
Uh-oh, okay.
All right, so I've been noticing something about the Gardena parks of them not allowing the dogs. Why is that so?
Right now, we have an ordinance that we don't allow dogs in the park, but it may be something we might consider maybe later on this year, a change to that. So, but yeah, but a very good question. Thank you for addressing that to the council. All right. So also tonight we have Gabriela Garcia. Gabriela is a part of the student council and loves to dance, draw, and visit Disneyland. She enjoys drawing Disneyland movie characters, especially the Star Wars characters. She's in the Korean dual language program at Dinker and performed the Korean traditional fan dance at the 30-year anniversary celebration. She can even, say the U.S. Pledge of Allegiance in Korean. Wow. Okay, so Gabriela, can you tell us who you brought with you tonight?
My mom and my brother.
Oh, mom and brother. Okay, give them a round of applause. Okay, and is there anything you'd like to say? No? Okay. Well, thank you guys both for leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance. You guys did a great job. Thank you for being such good students in school. And we look forward to possibly seeing you guys come back here and leading us once again. Thank you guys. Now you're quizzing her. You guys can take your seats now. Thank you. Give them one more round of applause, everyone. Okay, so tonight's invocation was led by Pastor Israel Campbell, and you can come back to the front, who is the pastor at Flourishing Church, which is located at 19208 South Vermont Avenue. That too is in Gardena, California. Israel and his wife, Rachel, are the lead pastors of Flourishing Church in Gardena. Together, they bring a vibrant blend of multicultural and multi-generational perspectives to the ministry in the dynamic South Bay of Los Angeles. Soon to celebrate 27 years of marital bliss, they are living proof of love and commitment. Pastor Israel is renowned for his passionate preaching infused with humor and practical wisdom, captivating audiences worldwide at churches, conferences, and he is also the author of The Art of Sonship, Beyond the Pulpit. He has a special gift for inspiring believers to delve deeper into God's Word and leading the lost to Jesus. Pastor Israel has a children's book about Crocodile and Baby Moses dropping in September of this year. The Campbell family includes their 3 children, Phoebe, Chloe, and Salas, and they live lives devoted to faith, community, and the spiritual flourishing of others. Pastor, would you like to say anything?
Yes, thank you. The only thing that we'd like to say is, as a church, July 14th is Serve Sunday. And what that is it's a national day where churches don't necessarily go to the 4 walls of the service. They go outside the 4 walls and they serve the community. And we have done projects for this city before, and we just want to let you know that we are here to serve you, mayors and council. And so if there's anything that you need specifically, please let us know. And that Sunday, we will not be in the 4 walls of the church. We will be outside the 4 walls of the church, there to serve you guys. So please let us know.
Okay, thank you. Please give him a round of applause. Okay, so next on our agenda, we have a presentation from Gardena Events. Gardena Events video presentation. Becky? Okay, thank you. So we have a couple of proclamations here. Let's see. Item number 6A is pause for the Pledge of Allegiance. And it reads as follows: pause for the Pledge of Allegiance, 21 days to honor America, which is June 14th through July 4th. The American flag is a powerful and universal symbol of our national heritage and unity. The Pledge of Allegiance has become a way for all Americans to celebrate and reaffirm that heritage is a statement of our shared beliefs and aspirations. The pause for the Pledge of Allegiance is a call for Americans everywhere, regardless of age, race, religion, national origin, or geographic or political differences, to take time to recite the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. On Friday, January the 14th, members of the community are invited to participate in a special Flag Day celebration that will begin at 11 a.m. in front of the Nakoka Community Center. At that time, everyone will join with millions of citizens across our great nation and take time to reflect on our country's freedoms as we celebrate a pause for the Pledge of Allegiance. And to further demonstrate our community's solidarity and fellowship, I request, as it is our city's annual custom, that the Gardena Walkways of Flags continue to fly from Flag Day, Friday, June 14th, through Independence Day, Tuesday, July 14th, to emphasize and celebrate 21 days to honor America. We also have another proclamation here for Juneteenth Commemoration Day, which is June 19th of 2024. The annual commemoration of Juneteenth honors the effective end of slavery in the United States and is also considered the longest-running African-American holiday. Celebrations of Juneteenth began in 1866 and continues to be celebrated throughout the United States. On January 1st, 1863, President Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation declaring that all enslaved people currently engaged in the rebellion against the Union shall be thenceforward and forever free, paving the way to the adoption of the 13th Amendment. Then it was on June 19, 1865, that General Gordon Granger arrived in Galveston, Texas, and declared that the people of Texas are informed that in accordance with a proclamation from the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free. Therefore, June 19th became known as Juneteenth. There were over 250,000 enslaved people in Texas during this time. Emancipation didn't happen overnight for everyone, but by December of that same year, slavery in America was formally abolished with the adoption of the 13th Amendment, which declares neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. So at this time, we proclaim June 19, 2024 as Juneteenth Commemoration Day in the city of Gardena and call upon all residents to recognize and celebrate the significance of this important historical event in our nation. And by joining the city of Gardena as the Juneteenth Unity through community concert on Wednesday, June the 19th, 2024 from 4:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the City Hall complex. And then we have one more proclamation, and this is for the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and intersex Pride Month, which is celebrated June of 2024. Each June, cities and towns throughout the United States celebrate International Pride Month to honor the history, achievements, and contributions of the LGBTQI plus community. On June 28, 1969, the LGBTQI plus community took a brave stand for human rights at the Stonewall Inn in New York City. The Stonewall Uprising began as a fight for equality and in opposition to discriminatory laws and treatment. The city of Gardena strives to be a community that offers equal opportunity to its citizens, all of whom deserve to live with dignity and respect, free from fear and violence, and protected against discrimination regardless of gender, gender identity, gender expression, or sexual orientation. The city of Gardena is committed to supporting and encouraging diversity throughout the community. June has become a symbolic month in which lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and intersex people, their families and friends come together in various celebrations of freedom and pride. California has been a leader in advancing the civil rights of its LGBTQI plus citizens, and while further progress is needed, it is important to recognize and celebrate the substantial gains that have been achieved. So at this time, we proclaim June 2024 to be LGBTQI plus month, Pride Month in the city of Gardena and encourage all citizens to reflect on ways we can all advance the rights and protections of the LGBTQI plus people and to live and work together with commitment to mutual respect and understanding. Okay, so those are all the proclamations we have. We have no appointments tonight, so we're going to move on to our consent calendar. Madam City Clerk, do we have anybody from the public wishing to speak on any items on the consent calendar?
No, Madam Mayor.
Okay. Does any member of the council have any items that they would like to discuss separately?
Madam Mayor,
Okay,
could we have 8E?
okay. And if, anything else, anybody? If not, can I get a motion to approve the consent calendar with the exception of item number 8D? Is there a second? Oh, I'm sorry, 8E? E. Okay, wait, hold on. No D at all, but just E, correct? Okay. Let me repeat that motion. Can I get a motion to approve the consent calendar with the exception of item number 8E? So Love said, made the motion. Who seconded it? Tanaka. Okay. Madam City Clerk, will you call the roll, please?
Councilmember Love. Councilmember Tanaka.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Henderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Francis.
Yes.
Mayor Serta.
Yes. Okay, item number 8E, what's the question?
Okay, my question is, I noticed that there is an increase in the, for a capital it said there's an increase of 92,000. Am I reading that right for a capital project? I didn't understand what the capital project was. And can you tell us a little bit about the interop
So the
network?
correct.
What does it do for
Sure.
us?
So the INSB is the interoperability network of the South Bay, comprised of 7 member cities throughout the South Bay. Main purpose of the INSB is to augment the RCC, which is our Regional Communication Center. The INSB provides and facilitates radios, towers, et cetera, for the 7 member cities. So they're able to use encrypted radio communication throughout Southern California without being impeded by barriers and whatnot. So that's the main purpose of the INSB. The reason for the increases primarily would be new radios, new equipment to that sort. I don't have the details as far as how many radios we're buying or how many equipment that's powering up the towers. We can get that for you. But that's mainly the gist of it. It's mainly radios and how we communicate with each other.
And the capital project is for an additional radio tower? Is that?
Capital radios is
Radios.
basically a capital
All right.
because those radios are purchased and they have a life of 7 or 10 years. I forget which one it is, but when you purchase radios and towers and whatnot, they all fall in the capital category.
All right, thank you.
Okay, are there any other questions? If not, can I get a motion to approve item 8E?
So move.
Is there a second? Okay. Madam City Clerk, there was a motion made by Councilmember Francis and a second by Councilmember Love. Will you call the roll, please?
Councilmember Francis.
Yes.
Councilmember Love. Mayor Pro Tem Henderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Tanaka.
Yes.
Mayor Serta.
Yes. Okay, so next on the calendar, on the agenda here is Planning and Environmental Quality Commission action sheet. The meeting for June 4th was canceled. Before we go to oral communications, let me do a little housekeeping here really quickly here. So tonight, if you'd like to participate in the meeting, you can participate via the following ways. You can view our meeting live on Spectrum Channel 22 or online at youtube.com/City of Gardena. If you'd like to participate prior to the meeting, you can email our Deputy City Clerk at publiccomments@cityofgardena.org by 5 p.m. on the day of the meeting and write public comments in the subject line, or you can attend the meeting in person. If you have a public comment, the City Council will hear from the public on any item on the agenda or any item of interest that is not on the agenda at the following times. If it's an agenda item, at the time the City Council considers the item or during oral communications. If it's a non-agenda item, it will be during oral communications. If it's a public hearing, at the time for public hearing listed on the agenda. If you wish to address the council, please complete a speaker request form. It looks like this here, and present it to the City Clerk or Sergeant at Arms. Please raise your hand. Thank you. You will be called to the podium by name when it's your turn to address the council. The City Council cannot legally take any action on any item not scheduled on the agenda, Such items may be referred for administrative action or scheduled on a future agenda. Members of the public wishing to address the City Council will be given 3 minutes to speak. We also have standards of behavior that promote civility at all of our public meetings. We treat everyone courteously. We listen to others respectfully. We exercise self-control. We give open-minded considerations to all viewpoints. We focus on the issues and avoid personalizing debate. And we embrace respectful disagreement and dissent as democratic rights, inherent components of an inclusive public process, and tools for foregoing sound decisions. So I'd just like to thank you all in advance for your attendance as well as your cooperation. That being said, we're moving on to oral communications. So we have 3 speakers here tonight. Let me start. 4th speaker. Okay. Let's start here tonight with Paul Randall. Oh, I want to remind everybody, you do have 3 minutes to speak. When the yellow light comes on, that lets you know that your 2 minutes are up, and when the red light comes on, your time is up.
Ready. Good evening, Mayor, City Council, staff, and residents. Everybody knows me. I'm Paul Randall. Gardena Genesis Community Church motto, loving God is serving the people. I'm providing you an email that a volunteer, Mama Rosa's, received from Ms. Patel, who is a staff for Senator Bradford. I've always been open for suggestions, tried to work with everyone in the city of Gardena and staff and city council to get Mama Rosa's food pantry reopened. As of now, I've received information from Councilwoman Francis. I'd like to thank her again for the passion that she has to feed the community. We were the best food pantry. So I'm here tonight to reopen Mama Rosa's food pantry as a walk-up distribution. Even though a walk-up distribution provides clients with less food and seniors will only be able to carry 10 to 12 pounds or less. I know the city council is concerned about safety. Walk-ups tend to be unsafe for seniors with cars and people walking, but we're going to do our best. New ordinance, 1865. It's a little confusing, and I don't really understand which permit I have to have, so I have a special use and a temporary use permit. I will have these to the city by Friday the 14th when the new ordinance takes effect. In closing, I'm going to be short. I need all the beauty rest I can get anymore. To reopen, I need a preliminary email from the city of Gardena allowing Mama Rosa's food pantry to reopen. We would need about 3 to 4 weeks to reestablish our agency and to order food and obtain food pot. I'm sorry in the past. I am very passionate about feeding people in need. I hope that this new communication with the city staff and I can be a benefit to the people in this community. Thank you all for your time.
Okay, thank you. Next, we have Travis Hernandez.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor, members of the City Council. My name is Travis Hernandez, and I'm with the LA County Library System. I'm here to give the library updates on Masao W. Satao and Mamie Deer libraries. At both libraries, Summer Discovery Program is in full swing. There'll be programs, performers, and prizes for all ages. Come up to any of the LA County Library branches and sign up, or you can sign up on our website. Starting June 18th at both libraries, the Summer Stars Tutoring Program is going to start, which will offer free tutoring for kids in grades 1 to 6, covering reading and math. Now, on Friday, June 14th, from 11 to 11:30 a.m. at Satao Library, we have our Play and Explore event for children 0 to 4 years old with their caregivers. On Thursday, June 20th at 4 p.m. To 5 p.m., join us for Artie Loon, Magic, and More for ages 5 to 12 with parent and caregiver. Come kick off the summer with the fun-filled magic show. Thursday, June 27th from 4 to 5 at Masa Satao, Library, explore your creativity with the art-led program with iDiscovery. Express your voice and stand up for what you believe in through art. Materials will be provided. Just bring your creativity for ages 6 to 12 with the parent or caregiver. On Tuesday, June 18th, over at Mamie Deer Library from 3 to 4, join them for their Art Hub Juneteenth celebration. Come paint and continue the tradition of art made in the honor of this occasion. At Mamie Deer Library on Tuesday, June 25th from 5 to 6, join us about raising competent children to explore strategies to take home and try with your own family with the Positive Parenting Seminar for parents and caregivers ages 3 to 12. On Wednesday, June 26th from 5 to 6 at Mamie Deer Library, the Department of Mental Health promoters suicide awareness and prevention workshops help participants identify suicide warnings and signs and risk factors while also discussing how they can help. With others who are struggling, that's a program for adults. On Tuesday, July 2nd from 3 to 4, Mamie Deer Library, come join us to learn about the history of Ferris wheels and utilize principles for centrifugal force in designing and building your own Ferris wheel. And lastly, on Wednesday, July 3rd from 3 to 4 p.m., join us for Abracadabra Magic with Alan at Mamie Deer Library. Enjoy a magical afternoon filled with laughs, tricks, and illusions from Magician Alan for ages 5 to 12 with parents or caregivers, sponsored by the Friends of the Library. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Next, we have Jonathan Kuros. Kuros, my apologies, sorry.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council members. Unfortunately, I'm here not for the right reasons. I've been attacked, I would say that, by the city resources as a code enforcement and police department by the City Council Wanda Love. I have videos of everything. I can take it. I can defend myself. I know how to defend myself. I don't need anybody to defend myself. But when it's against someone that has power to hold a position in the city, and then you get 7 times the code enforcement call to your business, and out of the 7 times, they never find anything, and they never will, because I know how to make business, Wanda. One thing is taking things and just letting, sometimes you're gonna run into people that are not the most peaceful persons, and that's normal. That happens everywhere. But when you get people trespassing your business because Wanda Love doesn't know how to handle a 3 days notice, by the way, I don't care if you keep the property, Wanda. Whatever you foster and your shelter and all those things are, it doesn't affect me. It doesn't matter to me. I don't have a personal problem with you. When you send people to my business to trespass, to deliver a 3-day notice, do you understand what a 3-day notice is? You don't need to have a guy. My girlfriend managed over 80 properties, Wanda, and you send a guy to trespass to my property and attack me. This woman is danger, and I'm here to raise a flag. It's no new to you guys. All you guys know. I talked to you a year ago, and I told you I was gonna get the proof to go against her because she's not a person that is qualified to hold any position in the council city at all. She's a TikTok bomb, and sooner or later, she's gonna explode, and it's gonna get the city there like my case. I'm suing the city for racially profiling me. I have all the proofs. I don't have to show it to you guys because you guys are not court or lawyers. I'm just here to raise the flag. Be careful. I understand how she got into here. I understand. You need a lot of money to run for any position in the city. She did her job. And like I said, I respect everyone's hustle. I'm a hustler. I like to work. I'm a workaholic. I've been attacked first by calling the towing company on me because I have people get to my shop at 5 a.m., 12 p.m. because we're hustlers. We try to make it. That's all we try to do. We don't have a normal hours to work, right? We decide when to work. That's why I put my own business, and I can do whatever I want. I can work at midnight if I want to. Nobody should be able to tell me at what time I gotta be working. Like I said, the only reason I'm here is to warn you guys. Be careful.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, Next up is Ken Sien. Kian Sien. I apologize if I pronounced that wrong.
I'm a 74-year-old citizen since 2006. I'm living in Gardena. I have a friend, 71 years old, living in an apartment complex. And because she has been harassed by a person, and that person has been called, a lot of people called police on this person. And looks like there's no really help coming from the police. Only advice is always get legal action. We cannot do anything. And so because I don't live in there, I will only live a few blocks away. And I personally, at the beginning, I didn't really get involved, but after I saw the person harass, intimidate my friend, even on video, I was taking the video, and the person will not relent. So, and I have a lot of police call on this person. He even pushed some person. That person didn't file any I guess, lawsuit, anything like that. And so this person get very emboldened. You know, the bad people is that if the police can show up 7, 8 times, report by 5, 6 different people on different occasions, nothing happened to the person. Okay? And the matter is, the police really didn't intervene to help. In that apartment is kind of low rent, and most people being harassed are single old woman, just like my friend. And any younger person or have a husband, he won't do anything to the person, but only for the individuals. So to the point, I helped her file the restraining order. Unfortunately, I don't know about the judge will not read all the witness statement, will not call the witness. And twice, we end up with same judge. And the second one, I was there. He won't give restraining order. The only thing my friend wanted is the person to leave her alone. But the person doesn't. He used his video camera to look at the persons, and they will go to another person's place. So we do have a lot of statements on that.
Okay.
Sir, he even tried to run me over with the cop when I tried to serve him the restraining court, notice.
Sir, I apologize. I'm going to have to stop you at 3 minutes.
Okay.
I'll make a suggestion. If you'd like to talk to the chief of police,
Yes.
and/or I have your information here. Maybe our city attorney can give you some more directional information. We do have
please.
contact
I'm
information.
only asking for cities, Gardena, to help me,
Okay.
to help her.
If you could speak with the chief of police, he's in the back. He'll raise his hand as you're walking back, and maybe direct you that way. And then if it's turned into something legal, we as a city may not be able to do anything, but maybe, I don't know, maybe they can tell you the correct way. And I'm sorry you're going through
Okay.
that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Madam City Clerk, do we have any other oral communications that have come in since the last council meeting?
Yes, Madam Mayor, we received 2 written oral communications, and they came in after the deadline, so you have it in your packet, and there are copies at the beginning, at the front of the council chamber, and we have read this both of them into the record.
Okay, thank you. All right, that being said, we're going to move on to our departmental items, starting off with first item number 16A. Mr. City Manager.
Mayor Serta, members of the City Council, agenda item 16A is to approve the contract for HF&H Consultants LLC to monitor the solid waste agreement and manage Senate Bill 1383 requirements for the City of Gardena in the amount of $226,000. In March of 2022, Council approved the solid waste management franchise agreement with Waste Resources of Gardena. The agreement incorporated the diversion goals by the California Integrated Waste Management Act of 1989 and recent regulation requirements. With the state's increase in regulations for state diversion and recycling services, Senate Bill 1383 required a reduction of methane emissions resulting from decomposition of organic waste in landfills. The burden was then placed on the local jurisdictions to enact and enforce ordinances to comply with SB 1383 regulations. As a result, the city adopted a mandatory organic recycling ordinance to incorporate into the city's municipal code. Since 2020, HF&H Consultants LLC, or HF&H, successfully updated the city's solid waste franchise agreement and ordinances to include SB 1383 requirements for the city, monitored the solid waste franchise agreement, and managed the SB 1383 requirements. HF&H will continue to provide legislative and regulatory updates, prepare public education and outreach materials for recycling and organics diversion, analyze reports to ensure requirements are met, track procurement of recovered organic waste products, review the Tier 1 and Tier 2 edible food generator and food recovery organization list, compile data for CalRecycle's annual electronic annual report, and assist the city with preparing for the jurisdiction compliance evaluation. With over 20 years of experience, HF&H is a subject matter expert in solid waste, recycling compliance, and the environmental mandate requirements. Staff recommends the City Council approve the 2-year contract with HF&H to continue monitoring the solid waste franchise agreement and managing SB 1383 requirements in the amount of $226,000. Financial impact is $226,000 for the 2-year contract for period July 1st, 2024 to June 30, 2026. The majority of the $226,000 is going to come from the 1383 grant, and what's required tonight is to approve the contract.
Okay, thank you. Madam City Clerk, do we have anybody from the public wishing to speak on this item?
No, Madam Mayor.
Okay, does any member of the council have any questions or comments? Mayor Pro Tem Henderson.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Mr. City Manager, in regards to HF&H ability to prepare public education outreach materials, is there a schedule for, what does that mean, prepare public education outreach materials? Is there a schedule? They're going to have meetings, or what are they going to do, mail out stuff?
So since they are the expert on the subject matter, they do have schedules as far as like an outreach and education on the organics diversion. I don't know exactly the schedule that they have those as far as outreach and education. Director Rigg is not here.
Can we get that? Just so
I can certainly provide that for you as far as the schedules and what are the subjects for the classes, if you will.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions or comments? None?
I have
You have a question?
Madam Mayor,
Okay.
yes, I do.
Okay, Councilmember Francis, go ahead.
So how are they doing? How are we doing? Because I know since this Assembly bill is passed, there are a lot more fines and penalties for cities who don't comply. And at the Gardena Highland Park Homeowners Association, Nicole from Waste Resources gave a very good presentation on what are the new requirements and different little things you can attach to your trash can to help you remind you of where the waste goes and how what the new process is going to incur and what's going to happen when we don't comply. So this is a big issue. So I'm interested as well as same as Councilmember Henderson. How do we know they're doing a good job? And because aside from this new contract, I really haven't heard anything from them
So the gist of it is HF&H monitors WRG, which is our waste haulers. And to answer your question, how are they doing? I have that several meetings with Director Rigg as far as how are they doing? Essentially is what I asked them. I said they are very good at what they do. In the contract, it's stipulated that the Director of Public Works would monitor their progress and provide them in writing if there is any deficiency in their performance. I'm not a subject matter expert on 1383 or waste management or waste hauling, so I defer that to the Director of Public Works. To date, I have not received any memorandum from the director as far as any deficiencies that HF&H has been involved in the past.
Well, now that he's here, we'll let him speak.
There he is.
Disappeared.
Good evening. I was doing my orientation at the Elks.
Oh, okay. Do you want us to restate the question? Are you okay?
So from what I heard, it's a question as if HF&H has been performing well.
Correct. Okay.
So they've been exceptional. When they took over, excuse me, out of breath. When they got involved with the contract, we were actually in a negotiation with WRG to restate a longstanding contract that was actually very poor. So they came, they got involved, they helped us restate the contract, renegotiate it, in much more favorable terms for the city. And in fact, we got a lot more services out of them through that negotiation and no increase in the rate to the public for the residential refuse rates. After that, they evolved into helping us manage the contract. Things are going exceptional. The complaints are down. The service has been done very well. They help us in monthly meetings with WRG to make sure that everything's being done correctly. All the reports are done well. That we're meeting all of our state mandated goals, in particular with SB 1383. So they've been exceptional. They are the leader in the field. I could say that with their help, WRG is performing better than they ever have. And I think that you probably hear the comments from the residents. We do our bulky item pickups, our bulky item roundups, and everything is going exceptionally well with the contract. So.
Okay. Are there any other questions? Okay, Councilmember Tanaka.
So, Mayor Pro Tem, when you talk about education, I believe the environmental services through the COG actually sends people out to locations to talk about this services.
So, and then we'll just get a schedule of when our services are going to happen as far as training and public materials. And
Director Rigg, before you walk in, I believe, the Mayor Pro Tem requested if we can provide any materials and subject matters on HF&H's outreach, educational outreach to our community.
To answer that, it's not so much HF&H would do the outreach. It's HF&H requires or administers WRG's outreach efforts. I just got an email this evening. We had an event planned for the commercial programs through the Chamber of Commerce, but it's canceled because it was heavily advertised, but people just don't have the interest to show up in the evening or in the afternoon to go to events. But we'll definitely apprise you of all the events that are being offered. And it's not so much HF&H, but we have WRG shows up at all the different community events and gives the outreach for 1383 and different programs. So the education is through WRG, administered and required by the state and through HF&H.
Thank you.
So give me one sec. So to follow up that, then, so every time they're at a function giving out literature, or for instance, like I know they were speaking at the homeowners meeting, are they tracking like the number then, like, okay, 3 times they were at certain events, 2 times they were speaking at meetings, that's how they're tracking?
Absolutely, and HF&H tracks that because the public outreach is an important part of our annual report for our compliance with 1383 and the other AB 939 and all the other trash mandates.
Okay.
So it's important that, and that's one of the reasons they make sure they do it, so that they're in compliance. So it's not just so that it's the right thing to do. It's because it's mandated, it's tracked, it's evaluated, and if they didn't do it, we as a city would be in trouble for noncompliance.
So is there like a minimum, at least like, I don't know, like 50 events they have to do a year or something like that?
I think they do closer to a dozen. I'm not
Okay.
sure what the minimum is.
Okay, got it. Councilmember Love.
So this contract would pretty much just make sure that WRG is on the path, because I've worked with waste resource, and since that became law. And what we're finding is people are not interested. People find it difficult. People don't want to do it because it's tasking to do the separation. I've even talked to people that say they put their waste in a bag and put it in a refrigerator because the trash bin is too far, and if they leave it in the house, it starts to smell and all this. And so my concern is we approve this contract and nothing changes. Then what? It's because I think not until some meat is on those bones and people start getting those citations that they're going to continue to mix the trash. They're going to continue to do what they've been doing, and we're going to stay in the same situation because we literally promoted that event for like 2 months, and we got 4 people and 1 person registered today at 4 o'clock. So people are just not interested, and so I'm trying to understand the purpose of spending $220, whatever this contract amount is, on a program for outreach to reach the people when the people are not caring.
No, good points. The outreach is one of the many things that HF&H tracks that WRG does, and there's tremendously more to their services. But your point is well taken in that what we've tried to do through the state and through this contract as far as compliance with the different mandates for the separation of recyclables from trash and then from organics is kind of the carrot approach. Is that, hey, this is a nice, here's some stickers for your cans. This is good for the environment. Let's all do it, and it's a great thing to do. What's coming soon is more of the stick. And what they've been doing up to this point, they actually go out and they look in people's trash cans. There's a certain percentage they have to look in, and they evaluate, is there the right materials in the right containers. WRG is doing something, they're experimenting with it, and it's going to be rolled out, in which they're using AI to actually have cameras on the different trucks, and when the bin is deposited into the truck, it's going to evaluate those items, and it's going to take pictures. And if you have, let's say you have aluminum cans in your organics, it has the capability of taking a picture of those aluminum cans and mailing the customer a notice of violation that they need to comply. It'll be warnings, of course, at first. But what it's really going to do is it's going to put in some responsibility into what you put in the trash, because it's not just going to go away and you put whatever. There's going to be warnings, there's going to be responsibility, and there's going to be potentially fines eventually. It's not something we want to get to, but it is part of the program, and they will be administering that.
But with Waste Resources adding that AI technology to the trash cans to observe what's being placed in the cans and what's being dumped, isn't that a form of monitoring? Because I'm still trying to make it make sense to spend the money for the contract when at the end of the day, people are not going to do it. And we can host events until Jesus come. The city was hosting them. And the city even gave away the little bins that you leave on your counter with the nice little city logo looking like a lunch pail. And I've talked to residents that receive those, and they will not do it. And so my concern is we're spending money on a contract to enforce something that the public just isn't going to enforce. And I don't think they're going to pay attention to it until they start getting citations and fines.
Yeah, again, the educational component of it, of what HF&H is involved in, is a very small part of what they monitor for us. There's all sorts of tracking with the state of what goes into the landfills. There's checks on it. There is making sure that they're doing all the events that they're supposed to do. They check to make sure the rates are being charged correctly. They're making sure that the city's collecting the correct amount of money. We actually just started an audit that WRG has to pay for to make sure that all that stuff, again, is correct. So
So it's more than just the solid waste.
Oh, yes. It's all involved with solid waste, but the administration, the educational component is very small. We have monthly meetings. In fact, we have a pre-agenda meeting with just us and HF&H. For half an hour, we bring in WRG, and for an hour, I think 8 of us go through all the happenings on a very long agenda, that we have a debrief to make sure that WRG is performing. And I think that the proof is in the performance of WRG of what HF&H has helped us to achieve. So it's the performance of the day-to-day duties, serving the community. We track all the complaints. We look into complaints to make sure the customers are being serviced well. Look into graffiti complaints. It's a whole host of services to make sure that the WRG is performing well and that we're reporting everything that needs to get reported.
So they're pretty much auditing WRG across the board, and it's more than just solid waste.
It's all solid waste, but there's a lot of components to solid waste. It's the education, it's the disposal amounts, it's the customer service, it's the rates and the collection of money. So it's a whole host of services. We really need them.
And did this go out to bid?
It originally was an RFQ. We did that when we were negotiating. Actually, I'm sorry. When I got involved in the contract, HF&H was involved. So we renegotiated the contract. When that evolved from going from negotiating the contract to the administration of the contract, we did an RFQ. We got 2 bids, and HF&H was by far the better firm. So we did select them through a qualifications-based selection process.
Thank you.
A quick question. So just like the residents normally get like the pamphlet that tells how to separate items, I'm assuming that WRG probably sends something to the commercial businesses, same thing, but from a commercial standpoint, right?
Very much so. And the meeting that Councilmember Love was speaking about was for commercial customers.
Okay, I think maybe we should consider maybe the city having a meeting as well and see maybe it's a difference of a different location, a different time, and maybe we can attract some of those businesses to come out. So I think it's kind of like, they come out to homeowners meeting, Holly Park. Sometimes we have them come out, some of the other neighborhood watch meetings in District 2 and 3. So I think maybe looking at some other times and maybe some other locations might encourage some businesses to come out. So maybe if that could go back as a suggestion, just as a different venue, different time.
Sure,
things like that.
we've done that for the residents in Nakoka before.
Right.
But
No, I
don't
mean
think we've
also
done
for
it
the businesses,
Sure.
I think, because a lot of times business owners are pretty busy. Maybe they can get away for a lunchtime, type of event. So, look at maybe some other options like that.
And just we talk about, there's the single-family residential service.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a house or an apartment or a house or condo, and you've got cart service. Everything that's bins, it's like the 3-yard larger bins, is termed commercial service, but it does include all the fourplexes and above. So it's a much larger pool of customers than just, the restaurants and the like. It's a big amount of
Right.
people. And when we did have the meeting before with Councilmember Love, most of the folks that were there were from the multifamily residential communities wanting to know what they needed to do, because not only did they, with the recent mandates, have to do the organics, they also had to start doing recycling. So it's a big deal for them space-wise. They used to have 1 3-yard bin. Now they've got to have, unless they get a waiver, they have to have 3 different containers.
Yeah.
So that's been logistically. But we've worked through it, and most of the commercial customers do have the recycling bins as well as the organics.
I see. I think over time, people will get used to it. I mean, it was the same thing when we started having to recycle plastic. Many, many years ago, there were residents who, some did it, some didn't. We used to have these little milk cart type milk crate ones that residents, it was optional to put out. And some people just didn't get used to that. It was the longest for everybody to get used to recycling. It was the blue bin. The state required it, but it's just been a long process. But it's one of those things that we're going to have to do. People are going to get used to it eventually, whether they get fined for it or they just decide on their own to do it. But I know as a city, we have to continue educating everybody on it because it is required by the state. So are there any other questions? Councilmember Francis?
Just another question. Is it possible to, because you are talking about a major shift in not only attitudes, but how people discard trash. And it is, after listening to Nicole at homeowners meeting, I thought, oh my goodness, it's a lot. It's more than just dumping this here and dump this there. So I think we really need to. Is there any way that they could come up with a major public education rollout piece and to encourage WRG to do more of that? Because it's more than just about trash. We're talking about the environment and climate change, and so there are a whole lot of pieces to this puzzle. And the reason it's important that we do this And I think that once people understand, you'll get some improvement. But I don't think it's going to wipe out anything because, people didn't stop speeding until they're still speeding. And those big commercials about speed kills and all that and wrecks and car wrecks and all that. But at least to help reduce something, at least that we can say that we attempted. But I didn't see very much in here. I know the monitoring solid waste, but is there any way that we can get a bigger public education piece out of this that we can just roll out to the public, and then not just one, but an ongoing type of whole plan? Is that possible to come out of this, or no?
Yeah, absolutely. There's requirements for the contract, and we do have a very methodical program of education. We do have a lot of social media, and so we post on our different websites or different Facebook pages especially regarding waste events, the curbside pickups, the bulky item events.
Mm-hmm.
They also do bill inserts. I think in every bill that goes out, and just to clarify a couple of things. One is that WRG bills directly for all the commercial services, and so they do flyers within those bills. Golden State Water bills for all the single-family residential. So you get that on your water bill. Your water bill will include trash service. And our agreement with Golden State Water is that we can put in an insert on each mailing, and I think we take advantage of that almost every single one, that there is some type of a mailing about the waste services and what to put where and upcoming events. There's a whole flyer that we approve and goes out. So we'll definitely take a look at it. What I will definitely do, in addition to looking at the larger commercial educational seminar, I will get you a listing and a report of the social media and the outreach that's being done, just so you can be aware of it, and we'll take a look at how we could do that better.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, with that being said, can I get a motion to approve the contract?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, Madam City Clerk, there was a motion made by Councilmember Tanaka and a second by Mayor Pro Tem Henderson. Will you call the roll, please?
Councilmember
Yes.
Tanaka. Mayor Pro Tem Henderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Francis.
Yes.
Councilmember Love.
Yes.
And Mayor Serta.
Yes. Next up is item number 16B. Mr. City Manager.
Mayor Serta, members of the City Council, agenda item 16B is introduction of ordinance number 1868, amending chapter 1304, sewer system of the Gardena Municipal Code, and declare California Environmental Quality Act, or CEQA, exemption. The city contracted with Corollo Engineers, Inc. to update our sewer master plan. One of the tasks in the master plan was to develop a sewer design manual that lists the recommended criteria for the design and construction of sewer collection systems infrastructure. During the development of the sewer design manual, the city's existing municipal code was reviewed for consistency with the proposed sewer design manual and outdated criteria. 7 sections in Chapter 13.04 sewer system were found to be outdated or conflicting with the design manual. These sections are scope, excavation tunnels, size and velocity of mainline sewers, house laterals, benchmarks, kind and size of pipe. These revisions ensure that the municipal code aligns with the updated sewer master plan and design manual and reflects current best practices in sewer system design and construction. Staff recommends that the City Council introduce Ordinance 1868, amending Chapter 13.04, Sewer System of the Gardena Municipal Code, and declare that the adoption of this ordinance is categorically exempt under CEQA, Article 5, Section 15061B3, the common sense exemption. The action is largely administrative in nature and designed to improve, not degrade, environmental quality, such as there is no possibility that adopting this ordinance would adversely affect the environment in any manner that could be significant. There is no financial impact. What is required tonight is to introduce ordinance number 1868 and declare CEQA exemption.
Thank you. Madam City Clerk, do we have anybody from the public wishing to speak on this item?
We do not, Madam Mayor.
Does any member of the council have any questions or comments?
So one.
Okay, raise your hand. Okay.
Sorry.
Councilmember Francis.
Just one quick question. So in the city design master plan, I guess it's master plan, sewer master plan, you know that our city is growing. Now, a lot of the new developments haven't reached buildings. So does it include, this manual does include something that allows for growth or includes growth? You know, because we do have a lot of, there's one going right at El Segundo and Crenshaw, right down the street from my house.
Director Reagan answered that, but it does say that it includes the size and velocity of the mainline sewers, which
So that would accommodate the, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Good evening again. So the sewer master plan has two different models that are run for the capacity of the pipes in our sewer system. One is for the existing conditions, and we have a capital improvement plan that's based on that. We also, based on zoning and land use, there's another model that's run that would that determines what would be the ultimate sewer flows if all the different projects and all the different zoning was built to its capacity. There's a separate capital improvement program for that. So the growth of the city and the increase in the sewage flows is covered within the capital improvement program. When we do build those pipes, whether they're per either of those capital programs or otherwise, the design manual determines and dictates how those pipes are sized and how they're built. So out of those programs would come design projects, and the design projects are covered how they're done by this design manual.
Just one more. What about, because I know, well, relatively speaking, Gardena is not a really old city, but I would imagine a lot of our sewer lines probably need some updating. Is there anywhere, and I don't know, where we can allow for updating of existing sewer lines that need to be repaired, updated, upgraded?
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Out of those two flow models, the capital improvement programs are broken into condition projects, which are where the sewer's cracked, where they're falling apart, and then we have the projects which increase the volume of the sewers. In this year, we're starting the design within the budget that you're approving. It will be a variety of projects that are for the sewers, and it's to address those condition assessments, to go in and to line the sewers, spot repair them, otherwise, because we're more concerned about the pipes that are in some sort of distress or failure rather than the ones that just need a little bit more capacity. So definitely, we've identified those. We videotaped every single sewer line in the city, so we know exactly what's inside of every one of them. And based on those observations, that dictates, or was the basis for the capital improvement program for the defects.
Just one more quick question. As I remember, a while back we talked about some type of computer-generated data collection type system. Maybe that's just for the manholes and hadn't anything to do with the sewer lines?
No.
To kind of maintain or monitor, so we don't have to go down and look at each line all the time. Is that?
Well, there's a couple different things as far as within, there's a GIS program that lists all of our sewers, and you can click on them and see how big they are and grab the drawings. I think what you might be referring to is a separate thing, which is the smart manhole covers, which we have throughout the city, which alert us when we do have a problem with one of those lines. Typically they're where sewers go under railroads or storm drains, and so those have a tendency to back up. So yes, we still have the smart manholes.
Included in this master plan, that's a separate issue.
Correct, that's a maintenance issue.
All right, thank you.
Okay. If there are no other questions, can I get a motion to introduce ordinance number 1868 and declare CEQA exemption?
Motion.
Okay. Madam City Clerk, there was a motion made by Councilmember Love and a second by Councilmember Francis. Will you call the roll, please?
Councilmember, Councilmember Love.
Yes.
Councilmember Francis.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Henderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Tanaka.
Yes.
And Mayor Cerda.
Yes. Okay. So just for clarification, that was a vote to introduce ordinance number 1868, and it will be introduced by Councilmember Love because she was the first on it. Okay. So next we're going to move on to City Council Manager remarks regarding, we're going to move on to directives. Does any member of the council have any directives? Start with Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And it's more or less just a reminder, Mr. City Manager, could we get at least by the second meeting in July, an update on the Wi-Fi project in the parks and the computer stuff? That's all. It doesn't have to be a presentation, just a memo.
Mayor Pro Tem, I'd like to get an extension on that on the second meeting in July, since we're going to be dark the first meeting.
Sorry, second meeting.
So
in
the
July.
Wi-Fi projects?
Yeah, just to get an update.
Update.
Update, yeah.
It wouldn't be a directive anymore because it's already been a previous.
Right, yeah, just give us a memo or something. That's it.
We'll do.
Thanks.
Okay, any other directives? Okay, Councilman Francis.
I was wondering if I can give a directive to waive the fees for nonprofits that are having events within the city. And the reason for it is that it would improve the city's reputation and demonstrates commitment to supporting charitable causes and community initiatives. And it could also, depending on the nonprofit event, it could act as an economic stimulus to attract visitors and generate economic activity in the city, benefiting local businesses such as restaurants, hotels, vendors. And waiving the fees can be an incentive for nonprofits to host more events, thereby boosting the local economy. Do I need another one? Can I stop there?
I think that's enough.
All
Is there a
right.
second? Is there a second? There's not a second at this time.
All right, thank you.
Okay, any other directives? Okay, if not, we're going to move on to city manager remarks regarding previous directives and council items.
Mayor, sir, the members of City Council, I only have one update, and this is regarding the inquiry by the City Council in the last meeting regarding the senior meals, and as far as how we make sure that the meals are not only acceptable but palatable to our seniors. Have that in your packet. And I also want to apologize to Director Rigg for earlier. He did let me know that he'll be missing the first part of the meeting because he had an appointment that he had to attend.
Okay. All right, that being said, we're going to move on to council remarks. We're going to begin tonight with Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Since our last meeting, I had my ICA e-board meeting as we set our program up for our summer seminar in Coronado, California, lovely place. That's going to be July, second weekend in July. I also attended my SCAG meetings, my Community Economic and Housing Development Subcommittee, along with my Regional Council meeting. And I came away with some good knowledge there. I'm just trying to formulate it before I send it over to you, City Manager, for discussion. I attended my Post VFW, Post 3261, our job fair for their first job fair. I think it was a very good job fair. We had a lot of agencies with opportunities for people, so we're looking forward to doing another one. That was a great job fair first out the gate. And also attended the Los Angeles Urban League awards dinner, so that was also a great opportunity to understand what Urban League is still doing in our communities and surrounding. Madam Mayor, so ends my report.
Okay, thank you. Next is Councilmember Francis.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Since our last meeting, I attended the Los Angeles County Democratic Party regional meeting. I also attended the Gardena Boulevard ribbon cutting for the new parking lot and the Bring It On the Boulevard celebration down on Gardena Boulevard, and also attended the Gardena Holland Park Homeowners Association meeting. And I just want to remind everybody, now there's summer vacation time. There are a lot of kids that are at home. A lot of folks, college students have come back home. And so there's going to be a lot of activity, bicycle riding at the parks and on the streets. So I want you to keep a watchful eye for our young people who are on their cell phones and not paying attention as they cross the street. And also I want to encourage everybody to participate in the programs of the public library, Maceo, Sawtelle, and Mamie Deer library programs. There are some great programs, and I can encourage, as a teacher, I want to encourage summer reading to help prevent summer slide, as we say in my field. And the last but not least, I know that there's still a lot of bad news going on. You hear a lot of bad news on the radio, but as on radio and television and talking with your friends, and sometimes it seems that the world's getting crazy and things aren't getting any better. But I just want you to make sure to encourage you to keep the faith and just know that better days are coming. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Okay, thank you. Next is Councilmember Tanaka.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So since our last, I did attend the Gardena Boulevard event. Stephanie, thank you very much. Your staff did a great job, and your hot links were awesome. The dedication of the new parking lot seemed to go over very well. In fact, right after we dedicated it, I think it was full. I attended an event at the San Pedro Elks Lodge to honor our South Bay COGS executive director, and Jackie Backrath. It was well-deserved. She received an award that was called the Inspiration Award. It was black tie, but it was a great event to honor her along with Farmers Merchants Bank. So congratulations. The next day, I met with Jackie to discuss my upcoming COG chair responsibilities and expectations. Thank you to Clint, city manager, and his staff for presenting the community finance program. There were quite a few people, and there were some really good questions that were asked that day. So we thank you for putting that on. Attended my Cal Cities LA Division monthly meeting, and it was really awesome because it was held at the Air Force Base Command, Space Command, and we got a walking tour through there, and it's quite a place. I was totally impressed with this. I got to cheer on the Gardena Police Department team that carried the Olympic torch, the Special Olympics torch on their run. I think we last did it in 2019, but this was a really great representation by our department, and we got really good press on Channel 11 News that day. Yesterday, I was able to attend the Gardena Police Foundation golf tournament. I'm a silver sponsor, and congratulations to our own police department. Gardena PD came in first, winning for the third time. And we just thank you for the volunteers and all those with Liz that worked hard to put this event together. And lastly, congratulations to Lieutenant Messina on his promotion today. I never thought in the years that I've known him that he was ever going to do this, but I think the chief and a lot of the command staff encouraged him. It's a good move for him. And congratulations on his marriage proposal at the same time. It was very exciting. So ends my report.
Okay, thank you. For myself, since the last council meeting, I also attended the Gardena VFW first job fair, and like Mayor Pro Tem mentioned, a lot of companies out there, and I was really happy to see the VFW doing an event like this. I know they plan to do more, but just a great response from all the different companies that came out to support them. So I'm happy I was able to attend. And also they had a great speaker there. They had Jan Vogel from the WIB who spoke and kind of a little encouragement to those who were looking for jobs. So that was also good. I also attended the Bring It on the Boulevard event to Parks and Rec team, another successful event for you guys. You guys always do a great job. And then also the ribbon cutting for the new parking lot also on Gardena Boulevard. And I just want to, let the business owners and some of the residents on that street know that, we heard you at that neighborhood watch meeting when you said the concerns that you had as it related to parking. And I'm happy, to say that, not only did we hear you, but we acted on that. And the parking lot that was available, we were able to purchase it, and hopefully this will help that street out some as it relates to parking. It was mentioned earlier, right after we did the ribbon cutting, cars were parking there and it was starting to fill up. So I already feel like that was a great thing there. Also attended the community budget forum. I want to commend the city manager, as well as I know Director Beeman's not here, but please share with him. You guys did a great job. And I know it was a lot of information, especially for residents. You're a layperson and you don't know finances that well, but you guys made it very interesting, and you kept everybody interested in it, which I thought was really great. So you did a good job presenting that. So looking forward to you doing it again. And if you want to do it mid-year, we'll be open to that as well. So no, okay. You did such a good job with it. I thought we'd have you do it again. But anyway, also I attended also the 2024 Law Enforcement Torch Run for Southern California with our police department. Just want to thank all of our officers who were out there running. They ran, I think it was 2.4 miles from Raising Cane's to, what was that, Farmer Boys. And they didn't just run a straight line down Redondo Beach Boulevard. They went they started off down Redondo Beach Boulevard. They cut across, I think it was Gramercy, and kind of did a zigzag from 160th, 162nd, came back down Normandy, and then went to back on Redondo. And so they were really great troopers running out there with this lit torch, and I thought it was just so much fun. They even had the canine dog out there running. So the officer who was doing the drone, he got great footage of just all over watching them drum. You could even hear them breathing hard as they're running. So it was a fun day for everyone out there. So happy that we were able to participate in that. And then I also attended the Gardena Police Foundation golf tournament on yesterday, and great turnout there. I was really happy to see all the different businesses that came out to support our tournament. The Gardena Police Foundation does so much good in our community, from scholarships just to helping out our police department. And the things that they do as it relates to scholarships, helping out our police department with different things that they need to purchase, benefits us as a city as a whole. So it's a small group of foundation members, but they do so much for our community. So again, I just want to thank everybody who was involved in yesterday's Police Foundation golf tournament. And then lastly, I too also attended the promotion ceremony for Lieutenant Brian Messina. And as it was said earlier, he kind of surprised us all with this proposal to his girlfriend, which I think that's the first time that's ever happened here at a promotion ceremony. So we saw it like 2 for 1. It was really neat. So it was kind of talked about, I think, for the rest of the day. So congratulations to him twice, he now and his soon-to-be wife. So with that ends my remarks. And next up is Councilmember Love.
Okay, since our last meeting, I attended the Bring It to the Boulevard event, where I had a great opportunity to host a booth and meet more residents and help promote a power-saving energy program through Edison. I also attended and had the opportunity to cheer on Gardena PD as they ran with the torch. It was really great to see the guys out there. I had a lot of response reactions when I posted the video on social media. And then I also attended the parking lot, the grand opening for the parking lot, and we couldn't even get out of the parking lot before cars were already pulling into the parking lot. And the last thing I want to say is maybe I'll make a directive for Clint to start doing the budget updates mid-year.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
It's a joke.
No, it's a joke.
May I comment?
Sure.
I was only kidding when I was shaking, man. We'd be happy to do that. I mean, we'd have, seriously.
It was a joke.
No. We'd be happy to. In fact, we're starting a Citizens Academy. I think we're changing the name, though. But we're starting Citizens Academy. One of the modules is learning about the city budget and how we present the CAFR and financials and all that. So that'd be interesting for our community to join that.
I will say that I will commend the city on the update and explanation of the investments and the budget and all of that. That seemed like it was kind of spun from the community of residents inquiries on how we invested in all of that. So I did notice that the city put forth a lot of effort in trying to calm those waters and explain that. So I want to commend the city on that. And that ends my report.
Okay, a couple of announcements here. It was just mentioned a moment ago. We have our 2024 Citizen Leadership Academy, and that is where our academy will be an engaging 6-session program that opens the doors of local government to the community. The Citizen Leadership Academy provides participants with a behind-the-scenes look at the City of Gardena operations, including programs, services, departments, and facilities, where you can learn about community development, G-Trans, police, admin services, Public Works, Recreation, elected, and City Manager's Office. Who can participate? Let's see. Looks like residents here. And there is an application you need to fill out. You can contact our City Manager's Office at 310-217-9503. There is a deadline of June 21st to get your application in. We also have our Flag Day celebration this coming Friday, June 14th. That will be here at City Hall Complex. It begins at 11 p.m. We ask that you join us as we celebrate a day dedicated to honoring the American flag. Also, we have our Community Care Day, which is Saturday, June the 15th from 12 to 3 p.m., and this will be offered at our Human Services building, which is across the street by Rush Gym at 1651 West 162nd Street. This will be, bless you, this will be free health screenings, supportive services, family activities and giveaways, free food and drinks. We also have our Eco Gardener Workshop, which is Saturday, June 15th, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Nakoka Community Center. And this will be on, the subject matter is landscape transformation on a budget. And it's a free workshop on transforming landscapes in a cost-efficient manner. And this is being put on by our Water Replenishment District. We also have our Juneteenth celebration coming up with the theme being Unity Through Community Concert. And it's Wednesday, June 19th from 4:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. here at City Hall Complex. Join us for an evening of enjoyment with a picnic-style concert on the lawn to celebrate Juneteenth. And it'll be live music, spoken word, as well as vendors. We also have our Show and Shine Car Show, which is Saturday, June 22nd from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Raleigh Park. Let's see, we'll have cool cars, great food, and good music. And the car registration period is from April 22nd to Friday, June 21st. It is free to register your car. All cars are welcome, and there'll be several categories available. And then the last announcement is our Boys to Men workshop, which is exclusively for teens and adults ages 13 through 25. This will be Friday, June 28th from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m., and that will be at the Nakoka Community Center. So those are your announcements. We don't have any remembrances, so we're going to move on to our adjournment. So the Gardena City Council will adjourn to the closed session portion of our City Council meeting at 7 p.m., followed by our regular City Council meeting at 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday, June 25th, 2024. So at this time, we are adjourned.